Love it or hate it, art is meant to elicit a reaction, and a sculpture now on view at Wellesley College is certainly getting people's attention. WGBH arts editor Jared Bowen joins us now with more. Hey, Jared.
Emily, yes, there's a lot of controversy out at Wellesley College where a statue, many people have seen him. His name is Sleepwalker. That's the name of the piece. He's a half-naked man just wearing his underwear. He's literally sleepwalking outside on the campus of Wellesley College. Well, today the artist, Tony Matelli, who created that sculpture, is back in town, and I sat down and he talked to me about everything from what the sculpture means to the reaction to this controversy.
He's well suited for the outdoors because it, I think, amplifies his feeling of being out of place. Because indoors, you know, he belongs indoors in a sense. And so when he's outdoors, especially in the winter as he is now, it amplifies that feeling of him have had wandered off into the wrong environment, you know. I think it amplifies the empathy one would feel towards him because he's so stranded.
Do you understand where they're coming from? I
think it's misplaced on this sculpture because I think that what they see in this sculpture is not in the sculpture. And I think a closer and deeper reading of the work would reveal that to them.
And we're talking about the fear of apprehension, the fears and apprehension that they have.
I'm talking about the menacing nature of this work. I think that their fears are valid. Their fears may be real. And there has been a lot of talk about this triggering, this being a triggering image for some young women, which I am sensitive to and have empathy for that position. But it really has nothing to do with the work.
Is it even your job to persuade them?
Yeah, I don't feel it's my job to persuade them. They can have whatever opinion they want. Everyone comes to artwork with their own subjectivity, and I have no control over that. I have no interest in controlling that. And I shouldn't even have, there should be no expectation that I should address that in any way. This has now turned into something that isn't about the sculpture. You know, it's turned into a larger conversation about what the role of academic institutions are and what a safe place is and what a safe place isn't, all of those kind of things. So none of that is about the sculpture.
We see this surface from time and time again, and it has been a while, sort of controversy over art and what is art. I mean, is this a discussion in that regard as well?
I think that was a component of their petition, which I thought was the strangest part of that petition. I think that is such a dumb argument in a way, and such an old-fashioned debate that I'm not really even willing to participate in this. Such a late 80s, 1990s kind of debate, and this is not piss Christ. This is not a bullwhip in someone's ass. This is in a lot of ways a very sedate and in my eyes a very serene sculpture. You know, it is in fact a sculpture of sleep.
All right, so Jared, you heard the governor say that he thought this was creepy, this statue, but I know you've been kind of critical of the controversy, that, you know, of the girls, the women who are protesting it.
Well, first of all, yes, I am critical, but I take a little bit of a more nuanced view at this point because basically the controversy has arisen because these young women at Wellesley feel like it's a threat to their safety and their security on the campus of Wellesley because they have this perception that he brings about connotations of a sexual attack or he's a predator of some sort. Of course, I came at this knowing what this is. This is a sculpture about banality, about vulnerability. This is also a piece that is part of a larger exhibition at Wellesley College. And when you go up to the top floor of this exhibition here, there's a window where you can actually look down and you see the sculpture. That's why he was deliberately placed outside so that you could look from this sculpture or from this gallery and see what the Sleepwalker looks like and why he feels more vulnerable. I can't abide by people saying that art should be removed, especially on a college campus. But I also understand that these are young women. They're forming their ideas. They're finding their presence of mind and their force in the world. So I do, to some degree, understand where they're coming from. But I can't at all abide by the fact that they would want this piece removed.
Well, did anybody in the student body, did anybody have any say about this? Did they know it was coming, or was it sprung on them?
No, and that is part of the petition that you'll see. There's been a change.org petition that's been filed basically to the president of Wellesley College and to the director of the museum, and they say they want future acknowledgement before peace goes onto the campus. But this is the realm of the art museum to program what should be where. This isn't a piece also that is overly salacious, as Tony Matelli was saying in that piece. piece. This isn't a piece that's, like the Brooklyn Art Museum where you had feces splattered all over a depiction of the Madonna. I mean, at the heart, this is a half-naked man in his underwear sleepwalking. There's something very benign and tired about it. And also, I think as any middle-aged man who might be sagging, or that might be his body, you could take offense to the fact that they take offense to that. I mean, maybe it's apples and oranges, but what about the David in Florence? I mean, can you be offended by that as well? There are limits here.
All right, Jared, that's your opinion.
What you tried to give to the governor, tried to make him the arts editor.
Okay.